Belgium's historic Spa-Francorchamps is one of the most demanding circuits on the calendar, and this year drivers had the unusual prospect of good weather for the race. Mika Häkkinen starts on pole for the 10th time this season, with teammate David Coulthard alongside him on the front row. Heinz-Harald Frenzen's on top form, qualifying third in the Jordan. The drivers are in position. Häkkinen moves early, but the race has started. Alesi's having to dodge the VAR of Zonta as the field charged down to La Source. Häkkinen and Coulthard side by side heading into the hairpin. Irvine's up to fourth, and the McLarens have touched. Coulthard moving into the lead. A heart-stopping moment for Ron Dennis. And heart-stopping moments for the pack as they head flat out through the infamous Eau Rouge. Race order: Coulthard's first, Häkkinen's second, Frenzen's third, Irvine's fourth, Ralf Schumacher's fifth, and Zanardi's sixth. The battle for 11th is between the Benetton of Giancarlo Fisichella and Jean Alesi in the Sauber. Fisichella runs wide, and Alesi sees his chance, diving up the inside to snatch the position. Hill dropped 3 places at the start and is now trying desperately to get back into the points, but is struggling to pass Zanardi. This is one of the Englishman's favourite circuits, and Eddie Jordan can't understand what the problem is. David Coulthard's now pulled out a gap to his teammate in second, with Häkkinen seemingly unable to challenge him. Salo's playing the team game, now driving 3 seconds a lap slower than he's capable of, blocking Ralf Schumacher and helping Irvine retain fourth. The German's getting frustrated, but is unable to pass. That's Herbert. He's lost it under braking, and there's nothing he can do to slow the car down. Straight into the tyre barrier and out of the race. The Englishman's already experienced brake problems this afternoon, and that's his 7th retirement of the year. Eddie Irvine's currently in 4th place, but is due for a stop soon and is relying on teammate Mika Salo's help to maximise his championship points, something Patrick Head is furious about. Patrick heads back to the Williams garage as Irvine pits in. It's a crucial stop, but can his mechanics turn him around quick enough for their team tactics to have been worth it? Back on track, Irvine's out in front of Schumacher, but forces Salo onto the grass. A near miss as Mika moves in front. Job done, Jean Todt issues more team orders. The Finn is told to let his teammate pass, which he does obediently, and Irvine moves back up to 4th and 3 championship points. David Coulthard, who's led from the start, comes round to take the checkered flag and his 2nd victory of the year. With Häkkinen 2nd, it's a great 1-2 for McLaren. The final place on the podium goes to Heinz-Harald Frenzen, who beat the Ferraris fair and square, giving Eddie something to cheer about. DC receives a frosty reception. Mika is obviously still unhappy about being beaten at La Source.
It's always been my favourite track, and I've never won here in any of the formulas I've raced, so to finally win here is great.
A disappointing race for Irvine, finishing 4th. Ralf Schumacher's 5th, and Damon Hill scores points for the 2nd race in a row.
I'm not macho.
David Coulthard boosted his chances of winning the Drivers' Championship when he passed his teammate at La Source, but the corner was almost won before the start.
Before the actual red lights went out, Mika moved, and I almost moved with him as a reaction. He made a not very good start, I made a better start, and naturally came over to defend what I could take on the line, and then there was a little bit of contact, but I don't think there was any damage done.
When the lights went on and all the lights were burning, you want to feel the clutch where it is, and suddenly the clutch grabbed very quickly and the car moved. It was very pleasant in the first corner, but I still was able to make a reasonable start.
Both did a very good job. Very pleased for David. Give him an extra bit of confidence, and obviously we're looking forward to the balance of the season.
Jacques Villeneuve is no stranger to big accidents. Last year in Belgium, driving for Williams, the Canadian had a huge off at Eau Rouge. Although his car left the circuit at a tremendous rate of knots, Jacques was quite calm and collected about the whole incident.
Because it's a big one, and you walk out of the car and you're not hurt, so it's it's like when you get out of a big fight and you're the one who won.
This year's weekend didn't start any better when he suffered suspension failure during Friday's practice session.
The front suspension just came off when I hit the brakes. That happened a lot of times this year, rear wing suspensions, and I've hurt myself, so there's good luck in that.
Friday could have been an omen for what was to come. After changes to the circuit for this year, Jacques was even more confident and made a deal with his teammate Zonta about how they would tackle Eau Rouge.
The corner is easier now that they've removed the wall from the inside. It's visually not as impressive as it used to be. It's going to be flat out.
And that was the deal. Both drivers would attempt the daunting corner without lifting, and the result was almost a carbon copy of last year's accident.
It's pretty close to last year. I think the impact was smaller, but I rolled, so that was a bonus.
Jacques' car was written off and the session stopped for 12 minutes. One car down, Craig Pollitt was concerned. When the session restarted, Ricardo Zonta went straight out. The Brazilian didn't back off from the challenge and suffered an even more spectacular accident than Villeneuve.
It was a little bit incredulous. I was sitting up on the pit wall and I just thought, this cannot be true. This has to be somebody else's car. It can't be my car. But the good thing about it is both drivers are absolutely fine. They've got no bruises. And I was just thinking, Jesus, how strong these cars have to be. The drivers were just going too fast for that particular corner. That's what they're paid to do. They're paid to take the risks and push the car to the limit, and sometimes they go over the limit.
He's a little bit disappointed because I think he was outdone by Zonta.